All right, I made my 3/8 inch dowels. They turned out fantastic. Making 1/4 inch dowels is took me a little bit of a learning curve. These have to be just done perfectly in order to go through this infeed hole here. And what you want, for me, it's a 3/8 hole, so the diameter, or not the diameter, but the square that goes through there needs to be about 265 thousandths. And that's what I'm at right there. So coming off the table saw, and this one measures 262. I may be squeezing that a little hard. Yeah, there's 265. So coming off the table saw, I can get them ripped close, but then I've got to run them through my planer to get this exact dimension. So it took me a while to get that set up to that thickness, but once I did, I got to leave it alone. So these are my first two that I sent through here. My first one was half of this length, and the dimension of the dowel was a little too thin, so I made adjustments to my my fence, moved it over just a hair, and now I'm at 255, which is that's not a 1/4 inch dowel, but for me that's perfect. It's a little fat, and when you go to put it in a 1/4 inch hole, it's nice and snug right there. That's a nice fit. So I don't have a problem with that. All right, so I've got my fence set up now, just a bit wider than a 1/4 inch. I'll have to tell you that dimension once it comes off here. I don't know what it is, but it's fat. So, but it's close, so that when I go to take these pieces to my planer, I can make one pass and get them down to thickness. So I'm going to run this through, and it's a little bit tricky because as it comes through the blade, you want to keep this tight to the fence as you can out here. So you've got to use your finger out here to keep it snug to the fence. Let me show you what I mean. You know, if I had a splitter out here, that'd be probably the best thing to do, but all right, so I got this scrap block here. I'm just going to push it through and rip it to thickness, and then make a splitter slightly thinner than this blade. Could probably I'll be able to get that off of here, I think. Okay, so all I need to do is have a piece that's going to fit in there. It can be that shallow, because the pieces that I'm running through here are only going to be that tall, so I could make it about like that. So I need to get a piece that's 100 thousandths inches thick and just glue it in there. Just glue it in this kerf. Right there, she is glued up. I'm just going to trim this. It doesn't really matter what depth, because I'll put it on my fence. But after I trim it, I'll bring it back. I'm also going to put a slight taper on this infeed side. Alright, so there's the finished piece. This probably doesn't have to be that long, but I'm going to try it anyway. And you can see, hopefully, I put a taper on this, on these two edges. so that as the piece comes through, it'll split them. All right, so feather board, splitter, and then my piece is about 3/4 of an inch wide. I'll run that through. I got my push stick here. I got to put that back a little bit because I want to be able to push it past the blade. I actually have it buried into my table saw insert. So we'll see how that's going to work. That worked out great. Okay, so now once it comes off the table saw, the blade, I marked the side that I just cut with a little felt pen, so I know that that's the side I want up, going through the planer again. So now this one I'll run that one again. I'll run that one through after I get the thickest one through here first. That was much safer than what I was doing before. Trust me. Okay, so I got them all blue marked. That's the side that's going to go up through the planer. I'll do that. I'm going to rip this piece of maple down as well. Get as many pieces out of this as I can. And then we'll be back. I got oak here, maple, and cherry. And they're spectacular. I'll just grab one here. I'll grab this oak one. That one's a little skinny, 246, 248. Let me just try in that quarter. I have a block here with a 1/4-inch hole in it. Yeah, it's good at certain points. Let's try another one. Another oak one here. Yeah, 251. So it depends, you know, there's 254, 251. What happens is as it's going through the jig, if it's not a perfectly straight and running true, you're going to get a little vibration, and that translates through it, and you take off a little more than you want to. But all in all, I mean, look at there, that's 253. Try one of these cheery ones here. 251, 251.5. So I'm very happy with the way that jig works. So dowels out of scrap. I've got enough here to last me probably a lifetime. But the same procedure holds true for any size you want to make. And I did do some math here for you. So if you wanted to make, you know, the 1/4-inch dowels is a 0.265 square stock, and you run it through a 3/8 hole, your infeed hole. And then 3/8 dowel is 0.442 thick square, run it through a 1/2-inch hole. And 1/2-inch dowel, which I haven't done yet, I've got to make that jig, but that's 0.530 square, and you run that through a 3/4-inch hole. Now, a little demonstration here for you. That's a 1/4-inch bolt through that same 1/4-inch hole. And if I take this dowel, I trimmed off a little piece of dowel here, maple dowel. Let me trim that flush. I'd say that's a pretty good fit. All right, now, thanks for watching.